Good morning, everyone. This is BizTix TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Monday, so you know we're here with coffee, tea, thoughts, and conversations. I'm here with my friend and partner, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Carolina from California Cover Ups, and we're the Biz Chicks. So sit back, relax. Let's have some conversations that hopefully will be stimulating and applicable to help you doing business better. How you doing this morning, Fran?
I am well. How is everyone else this morning? Uh, it is beautiful. It's the first Monday of May.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, it's gorgeous outside. Um, the spring is in the air. New hope arises. What else can I say? It's gorgeous. So, our conversation today, yeah, everybody watching live and on the replay. Let's see, we got two people on from Facebook, one person from Periscope. Hello there. And
Hey, how you doing, guys?
thank you for tuning in with us today. So,
Yeah. What city are you watching from?
yeah. So we had our discovery workshop last week, Friday and Saturday. And so one of the first sessions talked about uh, excuses.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That was with Paul Anderson. He talked about excuses and the excuses that hold people back from going forward with whatever it is that they want to do in life. It could be something for your business, something in your family, something in your education, whatever it is. There is always something that can be holding us back. So let's talk about that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we talked about the 7 excuses,
Yeah. So
and of course, I hope you have your notes in front of you because they're mine are in the living room.
no, I have one. So let's
Oh, but you know what? They aren't in the living room. Hold on a second. They're right here.
okay.
They're on the other side of my computer.
Okay.
Okay, here they are.
So let's go through the 7 excuses. I'm sure, and these probably are foundational excuses because they could have branch offs from every one of these and they can be intertwined. And therefore, we feel like we're stuck. And Coach Karen, good
Mm-hmm.
morning. Thank you for being in the room. So here we go. Excuse number one, I can't.
Well,
Really?
yeah, we say it all the time.
I can't do
I
that.
can't do that. I can't parasail. I can't. Uh, I don't know. Learn another program. There's just things we just don't want to do.
Well, and it's I can't, and that's the first excuse we give when we don't want to do something, or we think it's insurmountable. I can't
Yes.
is the thing that comes up.
Hmm.
Haven't tried it. Haven't
And it's okay if you don't want to. You know
right.
what I mean? We're not saying do what you don't want to do, but if
Uh,
it's something you wanted to do,
or if there's something that you need to do, I can't
mm-hmm.
is not the excuse that you need. Some people think it's a reason. It's not a reason. I can't is not a reason
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because you can do all things. You can
Yes,
do
you
all
can.
things if you have the right amount of information, the right resources, and other things. You can do everything, even if you don't have to do it literally yourself.
Correct.
You can hire somebody and still get it done.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't is not good enough. Number two, I don't know how. Okay,
Yeah.
that boat has sailed. They used to have Encyclopedia Britannica.
Oh, we had those all across the wall. I remember it. We were so excited.
because you can go to that book and find out how, right?
Yep,
Now
get
we
the
have,
information for your book reports. Didn't have to go to the library.
yes. And Coach Karen says, look at the last holiday movie. It really demonstrates that you can do what you want.
Hey, Jerry.
Good morning, Jerry. So I don't know how
Mm,
that conversation in your mind that says I don't know how is not
mhm.
good. Why? Because Google it is now a thing.
Oh my goodness.
Like
Mhm.
I was talking about earlier, well, on the call today, I'm learning a new video editing program for my iPad because I wanted to be able to edit on the go. Now the iPad can do that. Okay, so this gets back to a lot of stuff, Terry. I don't know
Mhm.
how. It gets back to a lot of stuff. Our phones can do so many more things than we
Oh
are
my gosh.
for, but I don't know how. Okay, so the phone puts tips on what you can do with the phone.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and you can go back to Google and Google, how do I do blah, 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 blah. And
Mhm.
it will show you. So with this video program that I'm learning how to edit some things, I couldn't understand the manufacturers. I couldn't find what I was looking for in the manufacturer's guidelines. So I Googled
Mhm.
it. And somebody had on there a beginner's guide to video editing
Okay.
for this da 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 app. I was like, he was very thorough. Okay, and he showed you on the screen. Here's the button to do this. Here's the button to do that. Here's the button to do this and this. And he walked me through. I'm learning some stuff I didn't even know I knew that I needed to know.
Yes.
So I don't know is no longer an excuse for me
Mhm.
because I Googled it and the guy showed us how to do it. There are several people who are telling me, and I know you've come across this and Jerry has too, how to make a mask. And every kind of
Yes.
way you want to make a mask, people are showing you how to do it.
Absolutely.
So I don't know how
Absolutely.
is not,
Hey, Pat.
I don't know how is not a reason or an excuse. Okay.
Yep. YouTube is a wonderful thing,
It's a resource. Encyclopedia
and
Google.
especially if you're a visual learner, because you can actually see them push the button or put it in the machine or whatever it is that you're watching. You can, even if you don't understand the written instructions, you can understand what they're doing because you can see them actually touching it, pointing to stuff.
That button, because their button is called something else than I thought, because I was describing something to Terry, and I called it one. I described what the button looked like to me. Terry thought it was something totally different. So there was miscommunication, and therefore she wasn't getting the information I'm trying to give her because I couldn't articulate what is that button called in a way she could understand it.
Mhm. Mhm.
And Coach Karen says it's the fear that keeps coming up of past failure. But if we're willing to take some time to allow the learning process, we can do everything.
Wow.
Which brings
Mhm.
us to excuse number 3. I don't have time.
Mm. Mm. You
Okay,
know.
because you have to allow time to learn new things,
Mhm.
right? So if you're going to learn
Yes.
anything on your phone, you can't do it while you're making the phone call. You can't do it. You have to set aside time to pull out the book, go online to watch the YouTube, whatever it is, you have to stop to make the time. And if you say I don't have time, that's not quite true. You have to carve it out, set it aside, push it aside, do something, but
Mm,
you've got to make the
which now we did this workshop this weekend, One of the things that we decided to do was set aside an hour before the conference began so that people could learn how to come into the conference electronically on their different devices. And I think that was wise because you oftentimes you need somebody to walk you through stuff,
Right.
to
And it was
guide you through stuff. And you need a time set aside. That's my point.
right. And I like the idea, okay, we're going to set aside some tech time from 9 to 10 so we can all get in here. And if you're having an issue, whatever, it may have been an issue with their phone and the app working with their phone or whatever. But I think that is a genius thing. If you are holding a conference, help people get into the room, have people on standby to help them navigate the experience because
And I think it would be beneficial too that during that tech time while people are being helped, that someone would go in and say, "Let's go over the buttons at the top. This button is the chat. This is what happens when you press it. Press the button." So
and
people aren't scared to press buttons.
right. Oh my God, if I press the button, I'm going to lose everything.
You know, you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Or this is the button to leave. This is the button to get back in. This is how you get back in. Let's practice going out and coming back in. Those kinds of things. This is how
Right.
you get to the chat room. This is how you, because that's why you lose people, because there was no time set aside for them to learn something new
Right. So
in a
Jerry,
safe environment.
right. And you want to make it safe for the people coming in and not assume that everybody knows how to work a webinar.
Absolutely.
They don't. So Jerry says prioritize what's important. That's what you do when you are making time for the things that are important. That's very good, Jerry. And then Coach Karen says, here's the thing, too, Terry. Some videos need to be looked at several times because
True.
the thing causes the brain to scream. It's your 2 to 4 year old self that's still saying no without even understanding why.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
No!
You want to do it, but you haven't tried it, and you don't know what the benefit is because you know there's a benefit, but you don't even
Mhm.
want to explore the benefit because you think it's going to be too hard. I can't do it. Um, so you have to make the time. That's what Jerry was talking about. Prioritize what is
Mhm.
important. And then number 4, I'm all alone.
Sometimes it does feel like that. A lot of times it feels like that because we feel like we're imposing on people if we ask for their help. They're busy, we're busy, um, and you just decide, okay, it's just not a priority for them, so I'm not going to let it be a priority for me because I just don't want to do it. I don't want to be, inconvenience other people, and now it allows me to use the excuse, I don't know how.
Okay, so here's the thing. People are willing to help you.
Yes,
They
we
want
are.
to help you. That's the drunk monkeys talking
Mm,
in our head that tells us, "Oh, I don't want to bother anybody." That's the same drunk monkeys that tell you, "I don't want to bother anybody," when your client is saying, "Will you please sell me A, B, C, D? I need this." And you're like, "Well, I don't want to sell that to you. I don't want that. I don't want people to think that I'm trying to take advantage of you. Look, I need the shoes. I need the
and
mat.
I don't, and I didn't ask you what the price was.
How much is it? I would like to buy it, but I don't want them to feel like I'm dead." So now you got this conversation rolling around in your head, but they said, "I want to buy this. I want to purchase this." And because that little negative thing is swirling around, I'm all alone.
Mhm.
They don't want what I have. Okay. You're not alone. You have help. You're in a community here that is safe. So you can ask anybody here in the chat or anybody whoever has come in here. This is a safe place to ask questions and to get help. Now, they may not be able to help you Like if you call in right now and my God, you understand what I mean? Like drop
Mhm.
my hat, I'm going to drop everything and go, but they will make room and time for you to help you. The genuine friends that you have on Facebook, you can ask them questions. You know which one of those people, who they are. You are definitely not alone. Number 5, I'm afraid. So, what do you say about a plan?
Fight fear with a plan.
Okay. The only reason why you're afraid is you don't have enough information. You don't have a plan to get out of it. And so you're fearful because there's the unknown.
Mhm.
It didn't, like Karen said up here earlier, fear of the past, failure. I,
You know, and,
it
and
didn't
and it does
work
keep
last time.
popping up. It does keep popping up, reminding us that, you remember when you fell off the bike? Remember this? Remember that? Why are you going to try to ride a motorcycle? Da 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 da.
Okay, so I can stay there on the ground because I fell down, or I can get back up, pick the bike up, and learn how to balance. Whoa, get a YouTube, how to ride a bike. Somebody knows how to do this.
Mhm.
And you're
And
not
maybe
alone. Either
maybe I need different equipment.
way.
So
Back to the not alone, you're not alone because there's YouTube. There's other people who have put themselves out there to help you.
and somewhere there's a community that is doing what you are trying to do
Right.
online. I'm
That
sorry.
is and that is the purpose of groups.
Yes,
That is the whole reason for Facebook groups. Now they got that part right.
to help people find their niche, to connect with people who are doing what they want to do.
To find their people,
Hmm. They call them tribes. In
tribe, community.
social media, they refer to it as tribe. But to find your community, to find your
Right. So Jerry and Karen, you all do craft
mass. Yes, we do. We also.
sewing, crafts, and other things. So there's a whole group of people who get you
Mm,
and who understand all that. I used to sew. That is not my thing right now. I'm like, okay. But there's a group of you, there's the people can get together and you find help from one another on how do I do this mask? Oh, here, try this, use this elastic. Oh, here, this is a better way to do this and to do.
yes.
So you're not alone and you don't have to be afraid when you get with a group of people who get you, or
Hmm.
who have the same interest as you.
Exactly.
Okay, number 6, I can't afford it.
Hmm.
Now,
Hmm.
Coach Carol will probably tell us that you can't afford it because you haven't planned it out how you're going to afford it. You're uh, looking again at past failures, or looking at, well, it didn't work the last time. I didn't have enough money. I don't have enough money now. But if you ever tune in to her on Wednesday, you got more money than you think you do. Your money is probably just going out places it shouldn't be going out, or you can't see it. I saw something
Hmm.
the other day. Um, the person was, they were thinking about, okay, they had an idea, but they couldn't see the opportunity of the idea because the fear of not having any money was bigger. Does that make sense? They were so afraid. I was like, I don't have any money and I can't, I need to do this. But the opportunities are on the other side of that fear.
Hmm.
Opportunities are there, but they were so focused on the lack of money and I can't afford it, they couldn't see
Ah,
the opportunity on the other side, that if you could just do this and you can take all of these skill sets that you have, all of them are opportunity to bring in income. Every last one of them could have brought income for this person. But
That is really what BizChicks does. We really are excellent at helping people brainstorm how to monetize their gifts and talents.
right,
Guys, if you're having a problem with that, you really need to talk to us
right.
because that he just gives us witty ideas.
And and because we can see past the lack,
Mhm.
the fear,
Yes, yes.
the lack of money should not stop you from doing it. The resources are available.
And we can see that people will pay for that. Like there was a woman who started a company helping people walk through divorce. She's not a divorce attorney. She's not a paralegal. She doesn't do the paperwork. She holds your hand because she knows it's an emotional journey
Right. And she provides
having been through it. So she's built a whole business around that.
helping you because
Work through the
feel like,
pain while you're
yes, you're going to feel like this and it's okay. You don't have to lose your mind while you're going through this situation.
and the attorney is not the place to go and whine at $375 an hour.
Nope. They'll let you sit there and whine too. Well,
Yep, and then they'll say, "Well, you need to come back." And when you get that bill, oh, I need to be concise when I walk up in there. Now, see, she could have saved you that $375 by explaining that to you.
right. Because and she went through it, processed it, and knew that somebody else needed help with that.
Exactly.
So I can't afford it is not a reason or an excuse. You actually should make a different choice.
Mhm.
Number 7, I won't.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
What did you say, Terry? Some people just like, I'm just not going to do it. You just stubborn and you're not going to, I'm not going to say you. Some people are stubborn and are not going to learn a new thing. I
And
refuse.
to learn something new, they'd
There,
rather they'd rather leave the marketplace than learn something new. I've seen so many people walk away from jobs because they were at the end of their career and they just didn't want to learn something new. I only got 2 more years. You know what? I'm done.
and there are people because in jobs now are requiring you to clock in on a computer to put
Hmm.
your own time in. You have to log in your time where before the management people would do it for you or keep track of your time or you use a time card and punch it in. But now they're asking you to go in and put in your hours
And
yourself.
not only that, they have programs that can tell if you are actually on your computer.
Right. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that computer thing. I don't know how to turn it on. Why do we got to do this? Okay, because they're trying to be more efficient
Hmm.
and pay you, and but you don't want to learn.
And they chose to give you the option to learn it as opposed to bringing somebody totally new, fresh, who is open to learning how to do a job. But they wanted to work with you, but because you're inflexible and you have this attitude, I won't. I'm not doing it. Okay, fine.
That's defiant, just defiant. And doors are trying to open for you, but you won't go through that door. I won't do it. Okay, while
I'm
everybody
not doing it.
going through and participating in the success of whatever it is, you I'm just not going to do it. Okay. So I'm going to go over these one more time. Excuse number 1, I can't. And Brenna brought out um, the opposite to each of these. So there's a different conversation that you can have. Instead of saying I can't, I can and I will. Oh, that's on the bottom one. I can't. I can. You can. What happens if you say I can? All of a sudden now opportunities can you can now see more opportunities that help you can. I don't know how. We already talked about that. I can learn. Google it. I can learn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have time. I have the same amount of time, which is interesting because you still got 24 hours in a day.
Mm-hmm.
So you still got 24, whether you use it or not, you have 24 hours. You still have the same amount of time. I'm all alone. No, you're not. There are groups out there that do what you do. There are people, the BizChicks is a group that people gather around so we can learn new things. So you're not alone. Okay. Number 5, I'm afraid. Okay. What was her answer to that?
Number 5 was, I'm afraid. Um, I'm not afraid, she said.
I'm not afraid. Okay. And you can talk to yourself. I'm not afraid. Let's try this and go get information. Like Terry said, get a plan. Okay. Number 6, I can't afford it. I can afford it. And number 7, I won't. And the opposite of that, the alternative to that is I will. When you say I will, opportunities open. When you say I can, opportunities open. You can see differently now. But when you hit the I don't and I can't, and stuff starts clouding your visual, I can't see how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because you just said I can't see how. Click, 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 click. It's like blinders just went on. I
Mm-hmm.
can do this. Okay, blinders are going to. Okay, now opportunities are presenting themselves. Hey, Tim, opportunities
Hey.
are presenting themselves because you decided to have a different response. Instead of I can't, I can. Instead of I don't know how, I can learn how. I don't have the time. I have the same amount of time as I had before. I'm all alone. No, I'm not alone. Especially now. There are so many places and groups and meetups and everything. So I'm not alone. I'm afraid. I'm not afraid because I'm fighting fear with a plan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can't afford it. I can afford it. There's a way to get this done. There are more resources available that I may not be aware of. But if I open up, I can go find out what those resources are. And then the last one, I won't. The alternative is I will. I will do this. I'm going to be successful. What is that? That the little engine that could?
A little engine that could.
He had a different perspective. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I think I can. I think I can. Okay. But if you think you can't, or if you think you can, you're right. So are you chugging up the mountain? Are you, oh, I'm thinking I'm speaking to the mountain, but are you going to make it to where you want to go? Allow no excuses to keep you there.
Mm.
And all of this itself, this is stuff we have control over. These 7 things I have control over. So, okay, I don't have any control over COVID-19, but I got control over my response to COVID-19.
Yes. Yes. And the fact that I need to maybe recalibrate some things because things need to be adjusted.
Right. One of the
Did
things,
I take time to really do that?
right. Okay, here's an adjustment. Okay,
And
because
I have the same amount of time as everyone else.
exactly what am I doing with my time? Crying in front of the TV with a tissue. Oh my God, the world's coming to an end. Okay. Or am I going to tweak what's going
And
on?
some of us are in better shape doing this. For
Mhm.
instance, I know in California, some of the people on unemployment are getting an extra $600 every unemployment check, and it's taking them over their normal salary
There
because
has
there was
been
a grant to the state to help stimulate the economy.
So it's all going back to your viewpoint, how you see this,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So I
And then, well,
go,
let me say this too, friend. And as a result, a lot of people are charging less for their services because they think everybody is broke. Everybody ain't broke, people. There's more online shopping going on than ever.
right. The only thing we see all the broke people that the news media is telling us that everybody don't have no money and da 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 da. People are
And we're
buying.
all sitting home in front of these big screen TVs, smart televisions, laptops, smartphones. We're saving money because we're not driving our cars. Everything's being delivered. Shucks, I was thinking about canceling my car insurance since I'm not driving anywhere. You know how you pay less if it's parked?
And we might need to call the insurance company. Hey, I'm not driving. Will y'all going to adjust that?
Exactly. It's parked.
So there are things that need to be looked at. Your routine needs to be looked at too, because maybe you're getting up and walking in every morning. Now you still can do that, but if you were going to a gym, and we talked about this
Hmm.
morning, the gyms had to do a alternative thing because people could not come into the gyms. Immediately,
Hmm.
they started offering classes online to keep connected with the people who are paying them $40.
With their community.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Until they can get back together again. Here's some things that you can do. Here's some eating plans. The personal trainers all of a sudden became critical to this situation because if I'm paying you $40 a month that you're taking out of my account every month,
Yes.
you need to offer me something because I can't come into the gym. So they put things online. Here are classes online. Call in and talk to a personal trainer about how you can do some stuff, do something to earn that $40 a month.
Yes. Make a shift. And I've seen some people sign up for programs that are like $100 a month when they had nothing before because now they're actually going to do it because they're home, et cetera, et cetera. So, business is still taking place, and I don't want you to be discouraged.
Right.
It's my point. Am I, you
Yep.
know what I'm saying, Fran?
And look for alternative opportunities to do business, to serve your community, to serve your customers. How can you serve them better during this time? Don't
Yes.
allow any of these excuses. I don't know how. Maureen does the table of six. Do that thing live. Walk them through. And I want to say
Teach them how to make the dinner.
online with the camera, and we can show you how to do that. But you can still do that.
And they can drive by and pick up the dinner. Do you understand what I'm saying?
There's all kind of ways to make this work. Jill from Breathing Space sent us a uh, a recording that she created
It
for
was gorgeous.
the first responders and the people in the medical industry for them to
Yes.
calm their chaos. She and
Hmm.
I listened to it. I was like, "Oh, this is nice." Hi, I'm Jill with the Breathing Space, and da 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 da. And she told us what this was about, and then you listen to her. Now you know how Jill is. I was like, "This is great." Now she has a series of those to put on a playlist. I pay her
Exactly.
for that
Exactly.
because
Beautiful.
I'm Jill. Why a lot of things I don't get involved with because I'm not quite sure of the people and okay, I
Or
don't
the philosophy,
right.
or yeah, what it's attached to.
Or or the fact that I feel comfortable with someone within my own community who is doing
Hmm. Trust.
right. Because I know I can find her tomorrow.
Okay. And that's why you recommend people because you trust them. You've had a positive experience with them and you trust them to be in contact with your people. Because when you refer somebody, your reputation is at stake also.
Right.
Well, she recommended her, and
Yep. And either I froze or Terry froze. So,
there we
okay.
go.
And we're back. Okay. I don't know if that was
I
who was.
think it was me.
Okay.
Okay.
So, anyway, just don't allow the excuses. You can learn. You do have the same amount of time. You're not alone. You can fight that fear with a plan. You can afford it. There are resources out there, and you will succeed. So, thank you all.
Today is First Monday, friend.
Oh yeah, we'll be back at 4 o'clock this afternoon. We want to hear from you. For all of you who want to take a seat on First Monday and tell us about what you do and how you do it, we'll be here. You'll have an opportunity just to come and tell us what you do and what you have coming up. How you help. Come
How
share
you
with
help
us how
others.
you help. We can get you in a seat. If you're interested in being in a seat, please send us a text or put it in the chat over here, and we will let you talk about what you do and how you serve. Thank you, Karen. Yes, we thought the conversation was good, and that was just one of the sessions
Topic.
workshop. Okay, Karen.
Great.
And we'll be 4 o'clock today, so that it's not too late for the people on the East Coast.
4 o'clock Pacific time.
But yes, that means 7 o'clock your time. So that is our morning. Thank you so much for sharing your Monday with us. We will be back tomorrow with TJ on Terry Johnson Online. All about social media. See, you still got to do all of that. You still need digital marketing. That hasn't stopped. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Jerry.
That hasn't stopped. We still do that. So tune back in here. Coach Karen will be here on Wednesday talking all about our money and our mind on our money and our money on our mind. Thursday, we'll be talking happy, healthy habits with Robin Shimizu and her wonderful guests. And then Friday, we're talking tech in English.
There you go. I love it in English. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to go to the front of your own line, and we'll see you this afternoon at 4 o'clock Pacific time, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Love you. Bye-bye.